Well, we got one canceled, and so now we hit the Stone Mountain on June 24th, 2026. This is your boy Doug. I'm out here trying to make something happen. I also like to make an announcement for those who are in the 60 gang. I have to watch what I say, so kind of read through, try to pick up on what I'm trying to say without saying it. In 2020, in the year 2020 and in the year 2021, if you had to do something mandatory to keep your job during the years 2020, 2021, and possibly 2022, and you had to do something to keep your job, what you did, I'm trying to figure out a better way to say it. What you did has a life expectancy of 5 to 7 years. So basically what happened is that what you did shortened your life expectancy by 5 to 7 years, or you have absolutely terminated your life up to 5 to 7 years. True. You have been duped into doing something that you believe was good for you, and it turned out to be an experiment. You're starting to hear more and more about it. Some people did not do it, but those who did do it, they either shortened their life expectancy by 5 to 7 years, or they have terminated their life within 5 to 7 years. If you notice, a lot of people just suddenly started leaving us, of all ages, and you ask yourself, well, they was in good condition. I don't understand how that happened. Well, that's what happened. A lot of people had to do certain things in order to keep their careers, and I'm trying to make sure I don't say anything that's going to get me put off this platform, but they had to do certain things in order to keep making the money they were making. And it turned out to be that they got bamboozled. They got led into an experiment that shortened their life expectancy by 5 to 7 years, or terminated your life. I'm sorry to say it, terminated by 5 to 7 years. I hope I said it in terms that won't get me taken off the platform, but yeah. And you start looking into it, you start looking into certain individuals, you're like, okay, and you start noticing a pattern. And the pattern is that all those people had to do the same thing. They had to do the same damn thing. So that's my announcement to you. So if you are one of those individuals, I'm praying for you. I hope nothing happens, but some people received a placebo. They thought they were getting something, but they were giving them placebos to see how the body would react without it. So some people got a placebo, some people actually got it. Those who actually got it are dropping like flies. And that's all I'm gonna do right now before I get taken off the platform. So anyway, back to what we're doing. We're headed to Stone Mountain because cancellation up here. Gotta wait till 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock to let the contractors know that these people cancel. I ain't gotta let them know nothing anyway, because they paid that money. Gotta let them know that. They got their money and canceled the appointment, which means they pretty much gave away the diagnostic fee. Oh man, I'm wasting my time coming up here. This is the Hamilton Mill area in North Georgia. Houston, Hamilton Mill. Very affluent. Houses start between 6 to 800,000 up to $1 million plus. Fucking ridiculous. Yep. Oh yeah, let me call this guy. Let him know that he is up next. Mr. Chavez.
Hi. Calling. I'll see if this person is available.
Doug Monroe, appliance repair.
Thanks. Please stay on the line. I'm sorry, this person is not available. If you would like to leave an additional message, please reply after the tone.
Appliance repairmen are trying to confirm a service call today on your oven. My name's Doug Monroe. Please give me a call back at 762-444-2168 and confirm. Thank you. No love out here today. Where the cops at? 378. 358. 4497. Completely forgot about it. Get him! With the flaming Cheetos. Damn! Jumping in front of people. The fuck? Breathing in and out. Are they there? Try again.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Doug Monroe, appliance repair.
Thanks. Please stay on the line.
Just hung up.
Hello.
Hello, I'm trying to reach James Chavis.
He just left for work, but this is his wife, JoJo.
Hey, Jojo, I'm calling about the stove you requested service for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the technician, and I was trying to let you know my 8 a.m. call canceled, which puts me right
Okay.
on you. And I wanted to head your way, and I was trying to see if it was okay.
It is okay.
All
I
right.
am here.
I should be there within 40 minutes or so. I'm en route
Okay.
now, okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
This is downtown Lawrenceville, congested as usual. Cuz you killing me with your gas pedal, man. Get the fuck on. They can't wait. at him. None in another lane. Look at him. They don't be paying attention. God, fuck is wrong with him? Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Richard?
Hey.
Richard, Douglas, I'm sorry. The customer from Hearthstone, she left a voicemail saying that don't come to
Okay.
cancel everything.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Kind of late. Huh. Got the voice, man. You lift the boy. Sonic is gone. James don't like answering the phone, so their vehicles right in harm's way. Don't even give a fuck. You go right in front of you like you ain't even there. Alright, we're looking for Summer Meadow Pass. Then we're gonna make a left on Summer Meadow Court. Then we're looking for 768. Probably right in front of me. Right here. What? 768. Go handle this and we'll be back. Got that done, so I have the rest of the day to myself. Go home and aggravate my wife. That's what we do now since she works from home. I come home and I'm bored, so I aggravate her. Oh, he done took it off. All right. Home, son. We are in Stone Mountain. We are going to the crib to go bother 50 gang. That's what she called herself on Facebook. Can't get it.
Massive announcement to react to regarding Zohran Mamdani and his endorsement into other mini Mamdani candidates that are up for election today in their primary, particularly in the state of New York, where one of these individuals are advocating to essentially get rid of all deportations, regardless if they commit a crime. Now, this stuff is really troubling, especially if you're from New York City, but it's also troubling if they indeed win their elections. So let's hear more on this and react to it all.
What we see in these candidacies is a referendum on whether the kind of leadership we have is the one that is serving the people of this city. We know that we need a Democratic Party, as Brad often says. It's not just a question of electing more Democrats. It's a question of electing better Democrats. It's not just that, are you willing to stand up? What are you willing to stand for?
Guys, do you understand what he is communicating here? Better Democrats in his eyes are essentially socialist. This is a collision course for establishment Democrats and the progressive wing of the Democrat Party. I mean, sooner or later, it's going to happen. Question is, who's going to win? And right now, we're about to get a preview of that, because these little small elections across the country where socialist Democrats are participating in, we're going to find out this November whether or not socialist Democrat, the message overall, which is really just progressivism, if you ask me, is a winning strategy. And that's why Democrats like Hakeem Jeffries, he's been quiet. Chuck Schumer's been quiet. He's not going to call out these people, even when they say some radical things.
Since he asked, here's what those congressional picks are willing to stand for. Lander, standing to his left, is pushing for taxpayer money to cover other people's college bill and has been running on expanding the Supreme Court. Chevalier wants to eliminate prisons and defund the police. Valdez wants taxpayer money funding all transgender treatments, eliminate private health insurance.
All you have to do is look at the outcomes. You don't have to attack the person. You don't even have to care where the person's from, what they look like, what their name is. Just look at the outcomes of the policies that they are proposing. Now, eliminating prisons, we know, is not going to work. Great intentions in the eyes of people who lean left, bad outcomes. Defunding the police, bad outcome. If people, like, essentially, if criminals, that is, knows they're not going to get arrested, they'll continue to commit crime. We know this. But the problem with progressives is they think they can defy logic, that they can defy essentially the laws of capitalism and a constitutional republic, the way things have always worked. It's not perfect, but it's the best system we know. Now, let me just back up what I was saying there. These people are radical, and here's one of them. This woman is essentially claiming that, deportations overall, doesn't matter if it's a criminal who committed a murder, someone who crossed the border illegally, all deportations are morally wrong.
If we're saying all deportation is wrong, though, that would seem to also include people who were convicted of breaking U.S. criminal law. Is the deportation of those people wrong?
Yes, and the reason I say that is because we have a criminal system. To subject someone who has committed a crime to both a criminal system and then additionally to an immigration system that also detains them, it is double punishment. I also believe that the question of deportation is one that is deeply racist.
What is so racist about deportations exactly? Deportations are a effect. The cause is the law that Congress has passed. You cross the border illegally, if you're in the country unlawfully, the effect is you are deported. So how is that racism? Now, obviously, if you were to ask her, she couldn't really explain it to you. She'd make it up. And we know this, okay? It's not racism to enforce the law, especially as it relates to borders. But fine. And this idea that all deportations are bad, so let me get this straight. If someone crossed the border illegally and then they committed a murder, the murder is okay. Them crossing the border is not okay? Or is the murder not okay, but then crossing the border is okay? Like, which one is it? You just can't make this up. In fact, Zora Mondani's already catching some heat from this. This is Jessica Tarloff, and I got to tell you guys, it's not very often you get to see Jessica finally say something of common sense. She's pushing back on this as well.
If this does not go well for him, it will be a major, major setback, and it will call into question a lot of the proverbial riz.
Or it might save him in November. He might end up saving him in November if some of them lose.
Well, it's a pretty blue city, so it's not as if, most of these don't even have a Republican challenger. But I think that there is a big difference between, for instance, Claire Valdez, who you played the original clip of, and then Lisa Chevalier, who's challenging Espelot in New York 13th. She is dangerous, It seems pretty dumb also, and I don't know why Mamdani would waste capital on that.
Okay, you heard exactly what she's even calling her dangerous.
And
I mean, again, I'm telling you, this is a collision course for Democrats, right? I mean, when's the last time you actually agree with what Jessica had to say? This is a rarity, okay? I'm sure Jessica is a nice person, by the way. I really don't like getting into assassinating people's character, right? I just want to focus on the ideas themselves. Progressivism in America does not work, okay? I'm not saying the Republican Party is the best. Not saying they're perfect. I think a standard Republican Party loves a good war. I think that's a fair statement. But let me ask you guys a question. Please put your answers in the chat. If you knew you only had two options, a Republican Party who is always itching to get into a war, or a Democrat Party who's been hijacked by progressives, what are you willing to deal with? Because you're going to have to deal with one of them or the other. There is no sitting this out. You're an American citizen. Okay, these elections are going to come and go. So which one are you willing to put up with? Progressive policies or Republican policies?
Well, Abby, it is fairly interesting and unusual that a new mayor like this would seek to put his imprint on these races, not simply open races, but also directly challenging sitting Democratic members of Congress with Diana Goldman and Adriano Espaillat. That is very unusual. And we will see what the strength of the Mamdani endorsements actually are. We will see what his imprint on the party actually is.
As you guys already know, America only turns 250 once, and to celebrate, Angel Studios is doing something pretty incredible.
The past 14 days, coordinated nationwide action. Since June 8th, we've charged 455 defendants across 56, like I said a minute ago, U.S. attorney's offices, and 45 U.S. states and territories. As alleged in the various indictments, these individuals participated in healthcare fraud schemes involving over $6.5 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs. The team...
Now, I want to pause and just kind of share this with you guys. So, this is good work that the Trump administration is doing. Even if you really don't support them, maybe you're sour because of the Iran war, whatever. Maybe you've never liked them at all. The bottom line is, this is an announcement that says that the DOJ is at least focusing on certain issues that we all can get behind. Okay, healthcare fraud in America is an issue. Now, having said that, what would actually bring this entire thing home? What would make this an historic time for the Trump administration? Not only should they be cracking down on fraud, but then they should be going after corporations, pharmaceutical companies, the healthcare industry as a whole, as it relates to how much they're poisoning the American people, whether that's ultra-processed foods, forever chemicals, food additives, I can go down the line. Let's hope they're able to bring that point home, because that's where people can actually feel the tangible result of their policies. And we're talking about the Trump administration's policies. All right, here's more of what he had to say.
Around me, we'll get into more specifics, but here are a few points that stand out. In one indictment, we're bringing charges against a corporate executive in Arizona in connection to over a $1 billion fraud involving unnecessary wound grafts. This alleged scheme costs Medicare over $1 million per patient. In total, our indictment charges 11 defendants for over $2 billion in fraudulent claims in connection to alleged wound care schemes.
Yeah, if you guys aren't really familiar with all the legal jargon, the bottom line is this. What's been happening in America is the states who overlook these programs, they don't even have the staff nor the energy to make sure that every single application, every single claim, every single company is in accordance with the law. They're in compliance. They just don't have it. Now, what does that tell you? It says, one, there's misplaced priorities, in my opinion. Two, they're not paid enough, so most people don't want to really do it. But three, it just shows you that they are not interested in making sure that tax dollars are being spent properly. And so the criminals, they get very bold and confident because they know the government really isn't going to do anything about it or catch them. That's why it's gotten so bad.
The indictment also alleges that these individuals then used the taxpayer money to bankroll multi-million-dollar homes, luxury vehicles like a $135,000 Maserati, jewelry like an $865,000 Bulgari necklace, and to top it all off, to fund the construction of a $4.6 million hotel at a beach resort in the Philippines.
Okay, so this is the gentleman, I believe, or this criminal, is the person they were able to capture overseas. But, you know, this is a fundamental principle that I believe a lot of criminals continue to ignore. I mean, the louder you get, the more likely you will be caught. If you're going to defraud the system in regards to $1 billion, you're going to get caught because it's going to have everybody's attention. Now, imagine if you were one of these criminals and you only, submitted fraudulent claims in an amount of $10,000. I mean, are they really going to go after you? Are they really going to notice? Nah.
Not gonna notice.
But a million, 10 million, 100 million, $1 billion? Yeah. I mean, you are going to get caught. You're too loud.
We're taking back the money, the luxury cars, the jewelry, and these alleged fraudsters will face justice. The coordinated actions of the past 2 weeks have resulted in over $182 million in cash and other assets seized, making clear our healthcare fraud enforcement efforts generate a significant return on investment for our taxpayers.
Yeah, so again, the win here for the Trump administration is the enforcement part of it, which has been lacking for quite some time. So, it's kind of a thing that goes back and forth, right? A new administration comes in, they've become lazy, complacent, maybe they don't really prioritize enforcing the law, things get out of hand, a new administration comes in, they say, well, no, we're going to crack down on the law, we're going to drop the hammer. So that's what we're experiencing in real time.
Cases are particularly disturbing. Some defendants allegedly ordered medically unnecessary tests. Others prescribed products that patients did not need. Some allegedly fueled opioid addiction to increase their own revenue. In certain cases, patients allegedly died while believing they were receiving legitimate medical care from providers who only viewed them as billing opportunities.
Now, that point that RFK Jr. is making is the main contention between how two different political parties, generally speaking, how they approach governing the United States of America. One side believes in enforcement. The other side believes in compassion. Okay? The other side believes more in merit. The other side believes more in inclusion. Okay? You guys follow what I'm saying? So let me make it simple this way. Democrats will cater to a small minority at the expense of the majority. That's the problem right there. Okay. And so as a result, Democrats can't get things like this that you're hearing under control because this isn't at the top of their priority list. Right now, you would think if they're going to cater to a minority, the minority would be the victims of these fraud schemes. No. So bottom line is, we hope that the DOJ will continue to prosecute people regarding fraud, that the Trump administration also prioritizes the health of Americans. But I have to say, if we go back to the beginning part of this video, progressivism in America would continue to invite more of this to happen, more fraud. They're not in the business of holding people accountable, imprisoning people, cracking down on crime, locking people up. That's not what they really enjoy. So